Even the other girls laugh at her delusion. This is from whatever, the Whatever podcast.
So what are your standards exactly? You said energetic connection.
Well, it has to be the connection first and foremost, 100%. I feel like without that, nothing else matters, because you could put like the most conventionally attractive person in front of me, millionaire, and if I don't feel it with someone, I'm not gonna pursue that. However, other non-negotiables outside of that are going to be wealth and status are important to me.
Sure.
100%. I would say someone who is masculine and dominant, but also can balance and temper that, and isn't an extreme, complete macho thing happening. I would say someone who has depth to them, someone who is maybe more a little bit, has at least some like spirituality. I don't want anything, again, too extreme, but that has to have depth to them, intelligent, great sense of humor. Definitely more conservative for sure. Has to like guns. I like guns.
Gosh, this is like a non-ending list. Okay. Mother's out of the room, so the Shadow's apparently whining a lot.
Also someone who stands up for what they believe in. I won't specifically say the word, but didn't get the injection.
We get it.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask a follow-up here? I'm just curious about, because of this motivation of essentially just not really having much attraction to men, things like this, let's assume for a second that you kind of did meet Mr. Perfect, who fit all of the quality criteria that you have, right? The qualities and criteria. The physical aspect of a relationship for men is extremely important. Do you think that he would think that there's a good possibility that even if you married him and this and that there would be trouble in that department because of this kind of like asexuality which you have?
Yeah, because for men, there is a huge, again, that there's a double standard. Women like having someone that's attractive as well, but it's not as important as like the emotional bond. But for men, attractiveness is really important. The looks is very important, but again, it has to also be a massive amount, like the personality. They have to have actual human personality, like a good, genuine person.
I don't think so, because if I were to be in a relationship, I think you could assume that I wouldn't have a problem with someone. I wouldn't have a problem having sex with someone that I was dating, because I would have already kind of cleared that.
Spending your life with one partner is privilege, unlike these generations which just whore around until the end, where they just get old, alone, and some apartment with no kids to look after them. Exactly. I mean, it's insane, because this kind of mindset propagates like crazy. It's like a virus, because for some reason this is seen as like female empowerment. Oh, I want this, 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 but I want to be able to do everything I want. Let's do an open relationship. Because what's funny is men, especially now, most of them don't want that kind of frivolous lifestyle. They want someone that they can come home to, raise a family with. Like, that's the ideal male fantasy at this point. And that's what's funny. It's considered a male fantasy because it isn't common. I'm lucky enough to have received it. Most of my brothers are lucky enough to have received something similar. I mean, I honestly have the best out of all my brothers, but I'm biased. I'm absolutely biased. But it is a huge part. It is a huge part. It absolutely is a privilege, because in the end, a lot of these people ruin their lives. They don't realize they're ruining their lives until years down the road. Maybe they get to their 40s and they're still considered attractive. Maybe they get to their 50s. But as soon as they lose traction, guess what? They are alone. A good woman is one who can beat the patriarchy out of you. Oh, yeah, I'm afraid of my wife. I am afraid of my wife. Oh, gosh, I love her.
I wouldn't date someone that I wasn't not going to have a relationship with, or a sexual relationship with.
Yeah, I'm talking from their perspective.
Do I think that they would question my choices?
That they would assume that there's a good possibility that if you've waited this long and it was not for the sake of like a virtue-based chastity, but rather through kind of like almost a social awkwardness, if you will. And I know I'm paraphrasing this incorrectly. I'm not trying to do that, or I'm just trying to. There's no good way for me to put it into words without it seeming offensive, right? But I'm not trying to be offensive. But based along kind of the idea of the social awkwardness rather than the ideal of virtue, don't you think that it could be apparent to many men, even if they were wanting a virgin, that they may want to rule you out as there's a good possibility that due to this, due to these kind of standards that you have and the asexuality which you present, that you may not be good for their physical needs. Does that kind of follow?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible that that would be an issue for a man, for sure. I would say, like, in terms of the asexuality thing, it's not really a label that I personally lead with. I feel like it's just not something, I used to say that I was asexual, it's just not something that I personally resonate with as much anymore, despite having the infrequent attraction. I think that's really the only thing that kind of lingers for me with the asexual label. But yeah, I mean, I totally think it's fair that someone would be skeptical and question, you know, if I'm not doing it for.
I think your wife is sitting right there. That's why you are saying this. Well, I also say it out of fear, because what if my wife watches this back, right? You got to remember that. My wife might eventually watch this stuff back. And what if I say something wrong, right? Yeah. See, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking days, years, infinity ahead, because if my wife sees it down the road, she'll be like, why didn't you say that about me? Of course, I'm jesting. I mean, my wife is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I won the lottery. Absolutely. It is rare. Like, that's the thing. I wouldn't call myself an incel, but I had gave up sees everything like Pennywise. I had given up everything on like relationships, because I had gotten to my 20s. I got to my, like, I was medically ill when I was younger, and then I get to my mid 20s and I'm like, you know what? I'll try and date. I date like 2 people. One of them I get ghosted. I didn't even notice I got ghosted. It was 3 days later when my sister-in-law told me, hey, this person unfollowed me. And I thought it was hilarious. The second time, I just realized I wasn't cut out for relationships. I just enjoy my solitude far more. I hated the going out and having to, you know, spend time with people. It just wasn't my thing. And then finally, it's like, my wife, I didn't even know who she was. She messaged me out of nowhere. And we just started having these massive conversations, and I fell in love with her before even knowing who she was. It's like, I'm incredibly lucky, absolutely incredibly lucky. Bro has his own deep state in the house. The fear is real. Yep. Every man who is happily married is truly afraid. Like, I was one of those people, when I'd go to like a motel or something, I'd check and see like the smoke detectors. Does it have audio? Does it have cameras? What the heck is going on here? I'm definitely not CIA, but I'd always go through that, just like checking everything, making sure no one can observe me. So I have that paranoia with my wife, because honestly, she can probably just tell when I'm feeling off. Again, she can normally tell what I'm feeling before I even know. She's just way ahead of it on me.
Virtue purposes. Although I do think
the reason I say that for virtue purposes is we assume that the pleasures of the flesh are things that men and women both want, and I think they are, right? I mean, I don't think most of the women here would disagree with that, or most of the men who are watching would disagree with that. And where the virtue comes in is that you're denying yourself that pleasure, right? But you definitely want it, and you seek it, and it's definitely something that you would prefer to have if you could. And so it's denying yourself of this that is the kind of virtuous aspect of this, and leads a person to value chastity as a virtue, right? That's kind of what the principle is. But it's just being avoided because of, like, due to social awkwardness and you know, what you would kind of say is a limited form of asexuality. Wouldn't a man almost see that as a red flag, I guess?
Sure, yeah, they totally could. I mean, I would debate you on the social awkwardness. I don't feel that I'm a socially awkward person. I understand you're just trying to find the right word for it, and it's not an easy thing.
Well, in this department, it would be socially awkward, right?
Sure,
like, for instance, men who you would ordinarily be attracted to who approach you, that's going to be a socially awkward situation, right? Because you're like, well, I just don't have attraction for any men. I'm not kidding. It's not you, really. It's just I just really don't find many men attractive. That's got to be socially awkward, right?
No, I hear you. I feel like I don't straight up say that. I would just say, like, I'm not interested. I keep it pretty low key. But I mean, yeah, of course it's uncomfortable to reject someone, but I don't feel that I'm awkward about it. I think I have a pretty good way of doing things that aren't that way.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, thanks for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Did you finish all your standards?
Did I? I don't know. Let's see. What else do we have?
What the heck? How long does your list go?
Yeah, that was a lot. Obviously, physically attractive to me. Again, I kind of already mentioned that with the energetic connection. To me, those things go hand in hand. I I said sense of humor. I said loves adventures, travel. I'm a very,
Physically?
adventures.
No, physically. Like, what are your...
Oh, physically speaking, I would say tan. I'm very white. I would say I like tan skin. Definitely on the taller side for sure. Kind of
Of course. Always on the taller side. Always.
classic answer there. Just I would say like naturally good looking, kind of like the rugged good looks. I like someone in their 40s, preferably a little older
40s? How old is she? Freaking, how old is she?
than me. I would say like 7 to 12, 13 years older than me. Oh, sorry. Wait, hold on. 7. I'm
the
34.
man.
I am 34. I would like to date someone who's like between
Oh, okay. She's 34.
40, 45.
Wait a second. Somebody's telling me that you have an OnlyFans account. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. I do
That is not correct.
That is not correct. I'm very anti-OF. I do not have an OnlyFans account. But nice try,
Okay.
everyone, whoever said that. Nice try.
Yeah. No, I'm not making any. I'm
no.
just saying that this is being stated, so I wanted to clarify.
Well, I mean, that's because, to be fair, a lot of girls who have OnlyFans will claim that they're
They never say emotionally stable or intelligent. Phenotypes matter the most to me, or to them. Phenotypes. I don't even know what a phenotype is. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Emotionally stable or intelligent. That is actually incredibly important. Which honestly is something I'm probably absolutely lacking for my wife, because I need to be more emotionally. Well, I think I just lack like that emotional tether for the most part. I mean, I love my wife, but at the same time, I struggle with the ability to understand emotion for the most part. Yeah, it's weird. I think it's how I was raised, just the whole analytical, knowing I was might not live past 23 or something, and it's just like, yeah, that kind of thing. But yeah, I tend to have a little tough time when it comes to emotion.
virgin to direct, the audience to their OnlyFans.
So you don't have an OnlyFans.
I
Okay,
do not
so
have OnlyFans. Thank you.
you want to date a guy who's between 40 and 45.
Preferably, yes.
Okay. So you wouldn't. Now, just to be clear, how stringent are these? Because you're 34, you wouldn't date a 37-year-old?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fair. I like a little bit older. Just
Okay.
A little bit older.
And you said that height, so how tall are you?
I'm 5'2".
What you said you.
How tall would I?
Yes.
Is he trying to put himself as an option? Is that what he's trying to do? Trying to put himself as an option? Nobody can be emotionally stable all the time, because at that point you are bottling your emotions, which is unhealthy. You need to have healthy release mechanism. Yes, that's my wife. That is my wife. But yeah, I swear he's trying to put himself on the pedestal. It's just like, I'm close to I'm a little older than you. What's the height range? Like, yeah.
5'10" to like 6'3".
It's like Build-A-Bear.
Yeah, just building boyfriends.
Now, you also said that, I don't know if you specifically said money. Did you say money and status is very important to you?
I said wealth and status.
Wealth.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
When we're talking about wealth, what are we talking about here?
Millions.
Okay, so let's break it down like this. So you said would you date somebody between the age of 35 and 45?
Yes.
Okay.
35. is a
So
little
this
young.
is, I'm assuming here that this person is not retired yet? They're still working?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. What's their yearly income?
Oh man, I don't know.
Millions.
Yeah, millions, Brian. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not like.
Well,
I don't-
hold on, but I mean, you're very selective. You have very high standards. So I think you do know.
I mean, when I said millions, I thought that was kind of.
Well, his net worth is millions, or he's making millions of dollars a year?
Oh, that's a fair question. I mean, preferably making millions of dollars a year.
Okay.
And now I'd like to point out, Brian, did you notice that inside of these preferences, she never actually mentioned the man's body count?
Yeah, I'm happy to clear that up. I actually don't want to. I wouldn't want to be with a virgin personally. Just not my preference. I think one of us has to know what we're doing, and I would kind of prefer that.
Well,
scenario.
so going back to the money, though,
Yes, Brian.
what is the bare minimum that a guy would have?
I swear, he's trying to put himself as available. He keeps trying to narrow down these options to be like, oof, I can be the husband.
To earn a year to date you?
Oh wow. I haven't thought about that, to be honest.
Well, I mean, you have thought about it. You said wealthy.
Right, wealthy, but I haven't quantified it in terms of, you know, a number.
We'll do it right now.
Okay. Alrighty. I honestly, I don't know.
6 figures, 7 figures.
Yeah, seven. You know what? Let's just say 7 figures, because I honestly, I'm not gonna say like 200 million. I don't know. I'm just gonna say
So wait,
7 figures.
okay, so should we say bare minimum $1 million a year?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Bare minimum, okay.
Yep.
And then you said status is important too. So what does that mean?
That to me.
The host of a podcasting channel. That's what it means. Come on, man, shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. She is describing Jason Statham, of course, of course.
In someone who is successful, maybe someone who is well known in their fields. That's someone who's well known probably, who has connections, and that to me is status. Maybe
Okay.
like a little fame. I don't know. Nothing too crazy, but
Okay.
I have a question for her. If that
Yes, I thought it was an important point to bring back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm almost done with my inquiry.
Thank you. No, I was just wondering, like, do you want children and a family, and also do you feel?
Nope, it's too late. She's 34. It's already too late. The clock has been ticking for years now. It's too late. Did you watch Darandra? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's available on Patreon right now. It's available on Patreon.
Let you have like an expiration
For a short period of time.
date or year to accomplish that, if that is one of your goals.
that's a good question. So I actually am untraditional in the sense that I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. I would do a long-term relationship, committed long-term relationship, but I don't want to be legally married to anyone.
And you don't want kids.
And I don't want kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's often stated on this podcast and many others where men investigate the various dating phenomena between men and women that women seem to not care very much about the body count of men, and men seem to care very much about the body count of women. They view it very differently. But aren't you making kind of the greatest case for that in the world, that here you are with a 0 body count, and your statement is, I don't give a shit about the body count of the man. In fact, I would prefer that he had some bodies under his belt so he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I do think a lot of the time when you're a virgin, people would assume that you would also want to be with another virgin. I think that's a fair assumption to make. But yeah, personally, I don't want to be.
Well, that's not really my assumption. My assumption is that if you're a man who's a virgin, you'd prefer a virgin. And if you're a man who wasn't a virgin,
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate.
you'd prefer a virgin. But that if you're a female who's a virgin, you don't really fucking care. It's not
Right.
an important aspect to women whether or not men are virgins or not. That would be kind of my position on that.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely agree with that. I think I've kind of learned that from watching, even like podcasts like this. I feel like that does resonate with me. That does make sense. I feel like that is true for me as well. So yeah, for sure.
Kilo
Well, I
Cereal
understand why that'd
donated
be burden.
$200. So if the guy is only 5 feet 11 inches and is only 100,000 air and is an assistant to the CEO but not the CEO himself, he wouldn't butter your biscuit? What would you bring to the man's life?
Oh man.
Your quick response,
true.
My quick
please.
response would be, I can't say unless I'm able to infer connection there. I'm not sure. Not necessarily true. And what do I bring to a man's life? I would say like low body count, decent looking, take care of myself, unproblematic, not a party girl, great personality, easy to get along with, great friends, and just a good old fashioned girl. No body count.
Yeah, just a bit of everything. Yeah, that was simple. It's good that it's not just a typical hoe like he normally has on the podcast. But yeah, apparently she wants everything, but at the same time is also not expecting much. I'm so confused by that one. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, I am absolutely lucky. When it comes to like who my wife is. I'm pretty sure she's literally watching right now. I'm pretty sure. Hello, dear. Yeah, but it's one of the greatest things to actually find someone who's. I don't want to basically be tooting my own horn or like rubbing it in people's faces, but it's like there's something about, because again, like I said, I had given up. I was just like, there's no point. And then she found me. And that's rare, but eventually you'll just get to that point where you're like happy with who you are as a person. And then you just decide to live your life. And eventually that is when they'll find you or you'll run into them. You'll just talk with someone. You'll have a great time with that person. You could be a best friend with that person. And then guess what? That can actually lead to more over time. But you don't want to constantly go at life trying to find somebody. I've seen that fail through watching my brothers, through seeing friends, through seeing like just family members, people who just want a relationship and not being true to who they are personally. Like that was my issue. I tried that, but I realized that wasn't who I was personally. And I am one of the luckiest people on earth to have who I have as a wife. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, that's where I'm ending it. Everyone, you need to follow my wife. She's got her own page, Miss Scribbler. She loves doing art. I'm pushing her to actually record it because I love her artwork. I absolutely love her artwork. So everyone needs to check it out. Everyone needs to check it out. Everyone needs to subscribe. Everyone needs to subscribe. Oh, but yeah, that's where I'm ending it.
You guys got a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.